Good morning. The time is 8 a.m. This is VA3EWV. Is there any party traffic or anyone using the repeater at this time? Please come now.
All right, turning off the heater.
VA3MGW.
Good morning, everybody. This is VA3EWV. You're on the air with VA3EWV on our Magic Monday. We're going to be doing check-ins this morning. We have heard VA3MJW out there. We're going to be starting the check-ins right after the quick weather thing, and then we'll get started. I'm glad that everybody's joining us today for this QSO. I was asked to call it QSO last night. You get all these good suggestions from people, So I'm like, oh, okay. Anyway, it is Monday morning. November 6th. It is 8 o'clock, so I hope everybody that's out there changed their clocks and adjusted them accordingly. It's 1 degree here in St. Andrews West. Humidity is 62%. We're looking at a high of 4 today, a low of 2, and a forecast of precipitation, whether it's rain or snow, it looks like it's 61%. This is VA3EWV on the air, and this is being live streamed. Just letting everybody know if you want to participate in the net. We'll start taking check-ins now. VA3WV listening.
VA3JIN, good morning.
Net heard VA3JIN, and also before the net started, I heard Michael there. Could you come back with your call sign, please? Okay, we have VA3JIN and VA3MJW. Anybody else on frequency, please come down. VA3BS. Hey, Hunter. Hunter is out there. Okay, Nick recognizes VA3BS as well. Anybody else before we start our round robin?
VA3KCB.
Man, you guys were punctual this morning. I guess everybody had their clocks done good. Welcome to the Magic Monday. I don't have anything to talk about Magic Monday, but we're going to be asking what you guys did over the weekend if you want to share that. We'll head it off here with VA3MJW. VA3MJW, Michael, how was your weekend? Over. Mike. I should call it Mike.
VA3EWV from VA3MJW. Well, it was peaceful.
Well, that's what we like. We like to have peaceful times and stuff like that. And that makes it even better when everything's going good for us there. And we'll be coming back to you. Don't go away. And let's go ahead and hear from VA3JA. Did you do anything fun this weekend? And did you ever get that four-wheeler out? Over.
Yeah, good morning, Ernest and everybody else. No, I had to work. So worked Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So no four-wheeling, no fun. Just glad it's over. Back to you.
All right, yeah, that's what happens sometimes when you do the weekends, Hopefully you guys get to rotate. I like it when the company rotates the weekends and stuff like that. You guys probably heard I was an IT manager for years, over 20 years. And in a lot of places I had to do the schedule. And I made sure that if we did have weekends or evenings or overnights, we rotated it or had people vote on it. Because some people, you guys have all worked and some people retired, Some people want nights, they never get them. Some people want mornings, but they never get them. So we did rotations, and we did, if they wanted to have those off shifts. VA3BS Dean, how you doing this morning? How was your weekend?
VA3WV, VA3BS. No, the weekend was good. Good morning, everyone. We're trying to get ready to put this antenna up maybe today.
All right.
We got our wire yesterday, just waiting on coax.
Appreciate that, Dean. Yeah, so remember, don't lose no fingers and toes. And it's not a good experience unless something goes a little haywire. That's what I've been told. But I gotta be honest with you. If everything goes smooth, I like that, right? But when you have a little bit of a challenge, it makes it worthwhile, eh? VA3KCB, come on in there, Rick. How you doing this morning?
Oh, good morning, Ernest. Wasn't sure if you got
Hey, Devin, how's it going?
transmission, so I changed radios to see if this one works.
Devin, did you want to come in there?
Things are going good. 0 degrees down by the river. It's overcast. Not much happening. It's a dull day.
Okay, he's got Rick out there down by the riverside. He's having a dull day. So did you guys just sit at home this weekend and just kind of like just chill out, and it was a nice little weekend for you? As that seems to be the consensus out there. Everybody just took it easy. Devin VE1DXW is saying good morning to everybody out there on Facebook, since he can't get into the Echolink. He said he's just out for a walk on his new prosthetic leg there. So he's if you guys, I think everybody has met Devin. He's from Nova Scotia there. He saw me around somewhere, and he's now on the group. A couple of people out there are following around. So Devin, appreciate the pop out there, and we'll get back to you shortly. Anybody else out there this morning? It's only 8:07, and we already have 5 check-ins this morning. VA3EWV listening. If I'm not mistaken, that was VA3AQE portable. Is that correct? Net's looking for VA3AQE on portable. Was that you out there, Michael?
Yes, it was, Ernest. Good morning.
Okay, I got you in there. You're coming in pretty good. How was your weekend? And how you doing this morning? Over.
The weekend wasn't bad. If it was any better, there'd have to be 2 of me, so I can't complain. It's always nice to see Monday morning, especially when you're retired. All these guys go back to work, so this is like a long weekend for us guys when we're retired. Everybody goes back to work, we're getting a week to ourselves now.
I hear that. Hey, I also saw a couple of goodies that you had posted on the marketplace there. I think that maybe I have the other Michael mixed up, because there's two on the group, and sometimes I get you guys names mixed up there. But I did see you had a couple of goodies there. I was looking at that jack system. Was that you had posted that over?
Negative. I don't do much on Marketplace or Facebook. I read it second. No, I just post nothing. So you must have me mixed up with another Michael. Over.
Yeah, and both y'all's last names start with a B, but the only way I can decipher is you have a boat in the background in your picture. But when it's on the marketplace there, I can't see that. So I was like, I wonder is that Michael selling the jack there? I was going to attempt to change my own winter tires, but I want a jack. I don't like the little twisty jack that comes with the car. I want a bigger one that you can just put up on there and raise it up, eh?
Yeah, I hear you. I've got one of them, but it's not on Marketplace unless of course my wife is selling things without telling me, which is also a possibility. You never know.
Oh my God! You know, I heard of spring cleaning and stuff like that, but there would be something else. Everybody that's out there listening, you know, you're sitting there and people are coming to your house and you're like, "Who's that?" You know, and then your stuff's going out the door, and the wife's like, "Oh, there was just too much clutter, so I decided to sell all your stuff." You know, and then she's gonna turn around and keep the money probably. That's funny. Thank you very much there, Michael. Are you in town yet, or are you still coming into town? I want to see what the range is on this VA3 SVC. Over.
Yeah, I'm in town right now. I'm at the corner of Tollgate and McConnell. Over.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome. You know, everybody, I think everybody that's on here, except for, no, everybody that's here now has heard me talking about trying to test out the national calling frequency. We did one test on Thursday. We had about 4 or 5 people. We had some folks that couldn't get on. But I'd like to do that just to see what kind of range we have in town, all of us, since we're portable and this and that. So if you guys can get those things plugged in, nothing is mandatory. I think it's just being a good ham to have that. So if you ever have something happen with the repeater, you can just have the national caller frequencies in there. So far we have VA3JIN, Bob with us this morning, VA3MJW, Mike, VA3VS Dean, VA3KCB Rick, VE1DXW Devin, VA3AQE Mike. Anybody else want to check in this morning? Please come down.
Thinking about it.
Oh, you got me out there giggling. Good morning to you there, Rick, VA3 Echo Victor. How you doing this morning?
A question in my mind. I thought you'd be on 442.2. Since it's basically PGC with a different frequency, that's all over.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me of that. Something happened whereas when the PGC went down, we were out there. I tried VA3FHA. Some people couldn't get into it. I forget what the story was, but I think that might be one of the first ones I went to. And then there are some people who are on that don't have, UHF. So then a couple of conversations happened, and I think even VA3KCB probably said that most people have a 2-meter radio, right? And almost everybody goes to SVC. So it was a disruption, to say the least. Everybody that's on here understand it was a very big disruption for me to go from that repeater. And people ask me, they say, let me pause right quick. A lot of folks say, well, why don't we just use PGC? It's still operational, right? But there are people on the net right now as we speak that aren't in the club. So I didn't want to, talk on a frequency that everybody couldn't talk on. So, so yeah, this has been quite a disruption. I've been taking it with stride and stuff like that and looking at it as a learning experience. That's why I'm trying to see in a little while if everybody can go to Simplex. So the next time something like this happens, we'll just pivot right to a Simplex and then go to the next repeater. Also to add, and I know I'm just talking the talk now, I found out through this experience too that everybody has all something different, right? So like the country song says, you can't please everyone, you got to please yourself, right? So I was like, well, how many people get on that's on 2-meter? How many people get on more than once a week? How many people get on that's got this and that? How many people get on that have a handy talkie? So that's a lot. That's a lot. I was like, wow, I didn't know it was so complicated. But anyway, Rick, yes, there was some reason why I didn't use that frequency, and maybe that's why. Let me pause this one more time. VA3KCB, I do have, I was talking to VE3HCR about our experience with you by the Riverside one day on, I think it was VA3FHA. Was it VA3FHA that you could not hear me that well at the location that you're parked at? Over?
I believe it was Ernest, and I'm not sure if I had a walkie-talkie or the mobile. Like right now, I'm talking to you from my from a mobile. I switched back on the walkie-talkie a few minutes
Okay. The feedback was the fire department, the Cornwall Fire Department, when they go down to where your location is, they can't communicate on the river on their commercial stuff. So he was saying that maybe it's something with the water, the buildings, or something like that. Then we started explaining. Then I was starting to get explain UHF how it works, VHF how it works, all that kind of stuff like that. So yeah. Anyway, all that to say, I have learned a metric ton of stuff just for one repeater being on maintenance. Right? Oh my God, it's endless amount of stuff I've learned and taking it all as a learning experience. But anyway, this is home for now. We're on VA3SVC, but I am going to look for something because we have a lot of people mobile like VE3ARF and VA3AQE that come in from out of town. So, but I do want to say this. I feel that if I keep changing repeaters every other day, then people throw up their hands and say, well, like, come on, like, pick something and stay with it, eh? Anyway, that's my little thing for now. Anybody want to add a comment or anybody want to check in, please come now.
You were talking to me. 3ARF mobile.
That's right, Rick. I'm sorry about that. And VA3ARF, I did hear you in there. Let's go back over to Rick, though. You are correct. Rick, you have any thing to add to that little word salad I just got through talking about?
Well, so much for breakfast. Word salad. Yeah, no, it's just that somebody had mentioned, you had mentioned that it didn't have the same coverage or something at one point, didn't it? Well, since basically the same power, different rig, but it all comes off the.
Hey, good morning, Rob Fry. I'll tell him. I'll let him know.
Theoretically, should have the same range. So that's why I was wondering, because I know people were bemoaning the fact that SVC is in Cornwall, and well, let's put it this way: on the other side of the PGC is the big valley, if you want to call it that, between Montreal and, well, I wouldn't say between Montreal, between Rigaud and Ottawa, so PGC serves that area. So with the other machine on 442.2, because it's same antenna. So, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I would think anybody trying to get into FHA, which is further east, it would be the, well, let's put it this way, depending where you are, you might get in with a portable, some people might not get in there with a portable, but in general, if you go back to the original one, but I'll give you an idea. Since this thing runs, well, I can't say 7 days a week, but I think you do it 6 days a week. I think weekends, you get a respite in the morning. On Sunday, I don't remember anything being on there because it's a church day for you. And
I think we're still Michael for repeater.
Or something. But, anyways, you could check out the repeaters, when you're in the middle of one, like we have right now, Monday, and you can go over to another repeater just to get an idea from what the coverage is, and other people that are on the frequency get an idea from where they are, what the coverage is. It could be rather interesting. V3EWV V3.
Copy that. Rick, we're going to take a quick 5 seconds too. I'm practicing on this for any traffic or anybody that wants to get on there. We'll just take a quick 5 second pause to see if there's emergency traffic. Okay, nothing heard. VA3ARF, I didn't forget about you. Come on in before we lose you there, Rob. Go ahead.
Too late, losing the repeater. All right, 73, I just wanted to check in, say good morning, and have a good day, V3ARF mobile.
We appreciate that, Rob. Also, like I said, my plan this morning. So, Rick, you're actually singing my song there, VA3 Echo Victor. I wanted to make sure that we, as many of us as possible, could go and check simplex frequency and stuff like that. We'll just do a real quick check. If you don't have a UHF radio, we have 8 check-ins so far. If you don't have a UHF radio, could you just come back right now, please? Over. Okay, so everybody here has a UHF radio. Let's see how many people that we can get to go over to the Bonneville repeater there, because it does have it's VE3VSW. Most of you that are here on frequency should have these in because some of you have logged into the Monday Night Net. So VE3VSW, that's 442.200. Can we QSY over there really quick to see how we pick up each other? We'll see you in a bit. VA3EWV. VE3VSW. Here we go. This is VA3EWV on the VE3VSW repeater. Or is there anybody on this repeater, or is there any emergency traffic? Please come down.
Well, I'm here. VE3AQE.
Ooh, that sounds good.
VA3JIN.
Okay.
VA3BS.
Okay.
E3KCB.
Okay.
3AF around.
Woo. Yeah. I'm just looking for VA3MJW. Did you make it over?
E3SX.
Is that V3SX that I just heard there?
Sir, good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so that was very quick and easy, and everybody's coming in full quieting, and I can hear everybody loud and clear, especially you, Rob. So yeah, so that worked pretty good. The only person that didn't come back over that I heard was VA3MJW. If he's over, that means everybody can hear this one. How we've talked to who hasn't talked on this one before? If you have not talked on this one before, please come now. If you have, there'll just be a little silence, and then we'll just carry on with the net. Okay, look, well, looks like everybody has talked on this one. I do not mind being on this one. As a matter of fact, it was one I had preferred, but we were having some problems that first day. You know, if we go back last Monday, it was a big cluster because I didn't know even which way to turn. You know, to do that. But this is, like I said, this is pretty exciting. It's good to have everybody on here. And Marshall, how are you doing today? By the way, how was your weekend?
A little on the quiet side, and I'm filling my face right now. So I'll let you get on to the other fellas, and I'll finish up my bagel.
Okay, it was nice to have you out there too. And make sure you watch VA3VS there. Make sure it comes back with all the screens and toes. Y'all out there doing all that work. By the way, Dean, I know you have invited me to your place. I haven't seen your place yet. But when you get everything sorted out and stuff like that, you know, let me know. Then I'll come over there and visit and stuff like that. That'll be awesome. So let's go back to the top of it. But before we go to the top, is there anybody else that's new that wants to check in, or any comments before we do our round robin? Please come now. Okay, well, let's start at the top of the list again there. VA3JIE, and you still hanging in there, over? Okay, good. And everything, it sounds very good from my end to your end. That's what I'm really looking for. Right now, guys, I'm just going to go straight down the list and just see how everybody's hearing me. And if you hear someone else and they sound not so good, let's let everybody know. We'll go through that really quick. So, Bob, everything's good your way from me to you, right?
Full quieting. This repeater works very well. No issues here.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Moving on to VA3MJW. Have you made it to the frequency? Over. Okay, I'll go back to SVC later and check on him. Moving on to Dean, VA3BS. You should be picking this up pretty good, right, Dean?
VA3EWV, VA3BS, certainly is. If it got any heavier, I'd have to put it down.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for that. VA3KCB Rick, down by the Riverside. How are you copying everything on this repeater?
Well, down here it's full quieting, 5 and 9. No issues at all.
Okay.
You're nice and loud, and I'm not too sure how this mobile sounds up in
You sound good.
St. Andrews.
Well, if I run a long enough cord, I could probably attach myself to the repeater. So you're sounding really good this way. By the way, Rob, VA3AQE, Devin said, Rob Fry, good morning from Nova Scotia. He just wanted to say good morning to you. Did you copy that?
Yeah, I think you're referring to me. Yeah, I sent him a message before I left the house and to say hi. And I did get that message before I left.
Okay. Okay, awesome. And what's your QTH right now? Where are you?
I'm in the middle of nowhere, east of the city, northeast of the city, but south of Martintown. And
Oh, good.
I should be getting into this repeater much better as I can travel a little bit more north of Martintown, so I'll be more in line with the repeater site.
Okay, awesome. Thanks for that. VA3AQE Mike, how are you reading this? Have you reached your destination yet? Come on back.
I read you loud and clear. Everything's good.
Okay, good.
No problem. I've heard everybody so far. So no, it's all good. But yes, I'll be getting to my destination now shortly. So I'll be saying 7-3, and hope this works out well. Over.
Hey, no problem. We have 10 people here today, so I think we're going to stay here, and that's a good thing for me to say it now so people won't be confused tomorrow. But yes, have yourself a good day. Also, tomorrow, if everybody's willing, if we get a couple people, about 10 after, I want to try and see if we can talk on VHS simplex for the natural calling frequency and UHF simplex for the natural calling frequency before Wednesday, okay? VA3AQ, you have a good rest of your day. Okay, VA3 Echo Victor. Everybody sounding good your way? Over?
Yeah, I hope so. Repeater's doing all the work for me.
Hey, are you on your handy talkie or your base station? Because that's the thing I just don't know. A lot of times I can't tell if people are on their handy talkie or their base station or their mobile, you know. So are you on your handy talkie or are you in the shack?
Oh, I'm sitting here in the shack.
Okay.
It's the way to go, I guess you could say. I'm not right in the living room listening to my handy talkie because I have to be sitting beside the microphone that I'm talking about right now. So it's not there. So no, I was kind of lying down in bed before when you came on. So I crawled out of bed and did the usual thing and crawled over to the shack, which is in the next room, and the doorways face each other, so it wasn't too far to run. No, yeah, I'm kind of trying to reorganize certain things in the shack, so that's why you find things along that line over.
I hear that, and you reminded me of what VA3 KCB was saying, how he goes out to organize and he moves everything to the left side of the room. Then the next morning he moves everything to the right side of the room. Then the next day he moves everything to the middle of the room. So are you going through that? Are you coming out ahead on the organization? Over?
No, that's not the problem. Let's put it this way. There's a little room here. There's a hell of a lot of stuff in it. And when you have the hell of a lot of stuff, over the years, if you don't reassociate yourself with the hell of a lot of stuff, you forget you had it. So you start going through boxes and say, oh yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah, I haven't seen it for a while. So you reorganize or basically reprogram as to what you have in this particular room. And believe me, there's a hell of a lot of stuff over.
I hear that, Rick. We were talking about that a couple of weeks back. I found some smart plugs, Globe smart plugs that work off Wi-Fi. It was a 3-pack, and I'm looking at the price of it, and it was like 40-something bucks for that. So I'm like, how in the heck did I just put 40 bucks down on smart plugs? You know, because I went when I was doing my little street lights out there. Everybody heard me about me doing that. I went and got a smart plug so I can put out there at the first street light. So I can say, hey, I can't say it over here because the thing will go off, but hey, G, turn on the street lights. And I went and spent another 18 bucks, and the whole time I had a thing in here. It reminds me of my wife grocery shopping, and she just, if she doesn't see it right on the front shelf in front of her, she gets another one. So I've done that, especially when I was with Tupperware. I reorganized to see everything. Then you have 5 mayonnaises, 15 spaghetti sauces and stuff like that. Yeah. You got to get on top of them. Okay, we are at 8:33 here this morning on the Magic Monday with On the Air with VA3WV. We've had 9 check-ins this morning. Looking for number 10. Could that be you? VA3WV listening. Okay, nothing heard. If we can just stand by for a quick second. We did lose somebody, VA3MJW. So I'm going to see if he's here, and if not, I'm going to just quickly pop over to SBC and see if he's still there, and I'll be right back. Don't go away, folks. When I get back, if you are all willing, I wouldn't mind checking the national calling frequency from where we're at now and see how many people can check in there. I'll be right back in a second. I'm going to cue us over to SBC. VA3MJW, this is VA3EWV, listening. VA3MJW, this is VA3EWV, listening.
VA3EWV from VA3MJW, just sitting here, bro.
Okay, we had moved over to the other repeater there, and I saw that you didn't make it. It is VE3VSW 442.200. I think that is programmed into that handy talkie. Over.
Yeah, I'll have to check.
Okay, well, check on it. I know I'm pretty sure I saw it there before I left because it's one of the repeaters. The only one you should not have access to is VA3PGC at the moment because that repeater is under maintenance. But everything else should be there. So all the other 9 of us, we're all over on the other frequency. So we'd like you to join us over there if you can on the VE3VSW. Okay. If you can't get there, could you message me on Facebook Messenger to let me know if you made it or not, okay? Over.
Roger. VE3SVW is the call of the repeater?
Negative. VE3 Victor Sierra Whiskey. VE3 Victor Sierra Whiskey.
Roger.
Okay, QSL, I'm going to go ahead and QSY over there right now, and we'll wait for you. VA3EWV, we're going to be moving on over. Okay, this is VA3EWV. I'm back. Let's see if we have everyone out there. I know we have lost VA3 AQE, and Mike was on SVC, so I gave him we'll see if he's here now. VA3 MJW, did you make it over? Oh, Kimberly's here. Good morning, Kim.
VA3EWV from VA3MGW. Yeah, I found my way.
Okay, awesome. So we have everybody here. Also, everyone, Kimberly has joined us on Facebook. She would have been joining us on Echolink if we had it. But she's saying good morning to everybody. She is VE3KKA. So everyone, Kimberly says good morning to everyone out here. VE3XID, go ahead.
I just wanted to throw another bean in your pot there, Ernest. Good morning. Everybody out there. Yeah, so I'll just listen along for a bit until I fall asleep. VA3, EWV, V3.
Good morning to you there, Jim. I know you're a night crawler. Yes, I can hear you on the different DMR stations and stuff. You're evening and night guy. You're usually sleeping this time of day. It's good to have you in there. Again, Kimberly came back again. She said, "Good morning from Wednesday, everybody." I'd like to share a quick story with you guys if you didn't get to see it. My grandsons were here this weekend, and for both days. One grandson was supposed to stay one day. One was supposed to stay for two because mom wanted to paint his room. And then my youngest grandson, Knox, said he wanted to stay for 2 days. So they were around Papa and listening to me do the different nets and stuff and watching the videos because they watched the videos. And the next thing I know, they came in the room when I was editing a video and started asking about call signs. I don't know how many of you guys saw the video out there on the Facebook page, but they all wanted little call signs, and we did have two of those family handy talkie things. They're called the family, whatever the letters are for that, but one of them broke. So I convinced the wife to order 6 of those family radios for us, and then also halfway through the day, I was teaching them Morse code, something to keep them busy because they were quite bored. And let me pause for a second. So then I got video and picture of Knox and Preston doing their names in Morse code. And I got to tell you, the 6-year-old, when he saw the dots and dashes, and I was doing, because I was a music major. That's what I was majoring in university. I was giving him the long, sharp longs, right? I know everybody has other way, but come from music, I'm like, the dot is short and the dashes are long, right? So I got them the little rhythm, and he was, after about 3 hours of that, my wife wanted to, jump out the window, but he was banging out his own name there and his cousin's name at about 6 words per minute on code there. Over. Oh, saying over. Who am I saying over to? Sometimes when I finish keying up the mic, I'm like, I said over, who am I saying over to? So I guess I'm learning along right with them. But if you guys didn't get to see that, I have the Facebook page there. I don't know if it's on Facebook, but I did put it on the YouTube channel, the little video of them. Anybody see that video? Over? Yeah, who is that? Go ahead.
VA3MGW, I haven't seen it yet, Ernest.
Oh, you said you haven't seen it. Okay, yeah. No, but it's up there on the YouTube channel, and I don't even know if I have put. There's so many people joining. I forgot to say that I have the little YouTube channel there. But on the YouTube channel, I try to do other stuff besides just talking on the air, doing little things in the shack and things like that. I'm also trying to figure out how to connect to AllStar Link and all that because I missed my Procom net last night, and Ward was trying to help me. Ward is the one that runs Procom net. He's actually on our Facebook page. So he gave me a couple nodes to check into last night, and I just couldn't get it on any of them there. Um, uh, yes, couldn't get on any of them there, and I was a little bummed out. So I'm hoping that VA3FZ gets his Raspberry Pi and stuff set up, so I can see how that works for him. Anyway, we've had 10 check-ins this morning. Looking for number 11, could that be you? And if I hear nothing, we'll pause for another 5 seconds after that in case there's any emergency traffic. But if any other check-ins want to come, please come now. My 9-year-old grandson asked if I could teach him Morse code. He said, the dots and the dashes. I asked him where he learned that, and he said, Stranger Things. Oh, okay, I'm back in the shack there, VA3EWV, on the Magic Mondays. VE3KKA says that her 9-year-old grandson asked if she could teach him Morse code. He said, the dots and dashes. I asked him, where did he learn that from? And he said, Stranger Things. I don't know if you guys have seen that TV show, but it is a TV show. I've seen that as well on Stranger Things. Okay, guys, we are at 8:43 a.m. We have 15 minutes left in the ball game. I hope that we can try the simplex frequency now, if everybody has that. I know some people may not have that on their handy talkies. But if we can try the simplex frequency, that would be good. 146.520. There's something else I learned. Let me pause. I was talking to VE3HTR the other day, and he's like, oh, what frequency are you on? This. And I'm like, I don't know. And he goes, hey, hold on. You have to know what frequency you're on when you're talking on the radio. On this little fancy Anytone, it just says VE3VSW, Bonneville Fusion. Doesn't even say what the frequency is, right? So now I'm keeping that in mind, and I have a button now that I can press to tell me what the frequency is. But if anybody wants to try it, let's try it. I know we might have some people drop off, but I would really like to see if we can get to 146.520. 146.520. That is the non-repeater frequency there, national calling frequency. We won't spend the night there. We'll just see who we can hear and where they're at. I'll chart it down, and then we'll come back here. So if you guys don't mind, let's QSY over to 146.520, do a little test, and then we'll come back.
VA3V, the voice of doom on the same frequency.
Okay, I heard VA3 Echo Victor, and there was someone else out there, but VA3 Echo Victor has a strong signal. I didn't pull you out. Who else is out there? Please come now.
VA3, I'm here.
Okay, I got VA3 Echo Victor, VA3JN. Anyone else? Over. Hey, VA3JN, how many watts are you pushing, and whereabouts are you located?
I'm just outside Green Valley, and I'm pushing 50 watts.
Rick, I know you're in town, but how much wattage are you pushing in? And can you hear Bob out there? Over.
Well, I think I I normally don't do it that way though. Yeah, this rig is my ASA, which is kind of kibosh. It's in the battery mode because the processor doesn't work in regular mode.
Good.
Otherwise, it'd be running 50 watts. So this is the only way this rig exists right now. Does everything it's supposed to do. It's just limited to 20 watts. This is the way the thing is set up when you power it up through the battery system, and you're basically not using the big heavy leads, for HF and so on. So no 400 watts or 50 watts. The only frequency that has the same power level as it on either battery or regular mode was UHF, which is 20 watts, and it's still 20 watts. So yeah, but I've got the upstairs antenna, and don't forget there's also the gain from these antennas upstairs. So I've got a vertical with I think it's 8 dB gain or 7 dB gain, which means you're multiplying your 220 watts by let's see, 43, another 3 gives you 80, so I guess it's about equivalent to a little over 100 watts of effective radiated power over.
Okay, Rick. Yeah. So you're sounding still good, no matter what that radio's doing. You're sounding good. So we have 2 people that made it over. Do we have a third or fourth? This is VA3EWV listening. Oh. Okay, I can hear somebody trying to get in there. Could not make it out. Rick or Bob, could you guys make out who that was? Over.
No, I can't hear anybody.
Okay, we're going to try one more time out there. I'm up to 47 watts now. SWR 1.25 VA3EWV. We're just testing this natural calling frequency to see who can get in. We have check-in from VA3 Echo Victor, VA3 JIN, and who's that else is trying to come in? Please come now. Okay, that's Rick, VA3KCB. VA3KCB, I do hear you out there now. You're in the weeds a little bit, but...
There's a whole bunch of doublers in there. I think KCB is in the background.
Morning, Rick. V3 mobile.
Yeah, they've QSY'd back to VA3 VSW. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you, Rick, and thank you everybody that tried out there. We'll go back to VE3 VSW. We'll QSY back over there. We'll see you over there.
I'm not too bad. I'm behind a piece of farm equipment. There were 4 cars between me and that piece of the farm equipment. Nobody wants to pass the guy. I'm doing literally like 20 kilometers an hour here on a stretch that most people do like upward.
Geez, you can't be on the 138 then because they're usually going 200 kilometers an hour.
Yes, I try to avoid that one. I think that video there from Ernest when he was down in Louisiana with that white car, he probably went off the road and rolled over in his ditch there. I think that's just proof that there was nothing even going on. They're going so fast they're just flying off the highway.
VA3 AQ, excuse me, yeah, VA3, no, excuse me, VE, VE3 ARF. You had me laughing when you're sitting there going so fast, you're just popping off the road. Yeah, you know, you can see that whole camera thing, there's nothing around, and dude just like skating across the highway, flipping in the air and stuff. VA3 KCB, I could hear you in there. You were in the woods there, but I could hear you when you were trying to get into the simplex. Okay, I just want you to know that. VA3 KCB, did you copy?
Oh, I do now. I'm in my car sitting here, and the internal power went off after 10 minutes. I'm sitting here talking on the microphone, but the radio's on, turned off. I don't think you heard me, Ernest, because I didn't key up. I couldn't get it to key up.
Okay, well, I knew I heard, well, I couldn't hear the call sign, but I could hear Rick really good. I could hear Bob really good, VA3GIN. Those are the two I did pick up. We did hear some people doubling out there, trying to get in on the simplex, but we couldn't figure out who it was. I was just trying to go by what I thought your voice sounded like. So you didn't get to try it then, eh?
Well, you know, the worst part about this radio is it's an NHL, the new one, the 779, and it was loaded by second party, and I really, to be honest with you, don't know how to use it. I know how to put in, when you go into manually, and put in 146,520, but the only part there is then I think I have to enter somewhere, and I keep pressing buttons, but I just can't get it to enter. So when I key up, it goes to another manual channel. So I'm only missing one button, 146,520, and then it's something I got to do before I'm locked on 146,520. Zero. Usually you need an extra one, and then the thing goes in. I have the same problem. As you do, add the extra zero. You probably might find it works. Well, that's the problem. I'm driving into the river here.
Hey, you know, it's those things that you never think of, eh? Well, this has been a really good morning, interesting morning, nonetheless. Well, it looks like we all hibernated over the weekend. You know, tonight the local club's holding their net at 7 o'clock. Uh, so Kimberly and Devin and all the rest of you out there, you won't be able to get on that net, unfortunately. But you know, maybe in a couple weeks we'll have everything back up and running, and then you guys can come enjoy that with us there. We've had 10 check-ins so far this morning. We've had VA3J and Bob, VA3MJW Mike, VA3BS Dean, VA3KCB Rick, VE1DXW Devin, VA3AQE Michael, VA3 Echo Victor Rick, VE3ARF Rob, VE3SX Marshall, VE3XID James, and VE3KKA. Anybody else want to come in and say good morning? We got 5 minutes left in the ball game. Please come now. Go ahead, Rick. Come on.
Are you monitoring the 146,520, even though you're on VSW? Is that your second monitoring channel?
Yes, it is, and thank you for asking that too. Because I'll tell you, what was cool is when we were on that 146,520, I heard you come back to this Bonneville repeater. So I've been tickled pink now, and confused though, because the other day, once I found out how this was working and got it all working right, there's been 3 different times I was talking to people, or I thought I was talking to people, but I've been talking on the other other frequency. So that's weird because I have the 2 volume controls. But yes, the answer is short form. The answer is yes. And the other thing I want to let you know, I just love the fact that is a cool feature. But while, you can even hear them while you're talking, eh? Because while I was talking, I could hear you.
Okay. Well, you continue for the next 4 minutes. I'm going to reprogram the 146.520 with an extra 0 and see if that works. So you might hear me, you might not.
Okay, well, we'll let you get on to that. Anybody want to have any comments while we wait on Rick to try to get that our program in? And if anybody else wants to try it too, I have nothing but time. Any other comments? The mic is open. Please come now.
VA3FZ.
Come on now, that's what I'm talking about. Break that number 11. VA3FZ. How you doing this morning? Come on in.
Good morning. I've been trying to get in for a bit. I reprogrammed this radio also last week, but I put the tone in, but I didn't tell it to use it, so nobody was hearing me. Another thing for Rick with that radio, I have the same one, and the steps on megahertz, how many megahertz your steps are, if they're too big, once you put in your frequency, it may not accept it, and it'll go back to that old frequency. You got to go in and change the steps. I don't know how to do it, but I just figured that out myself with that radio. That could be also your problem. But back to you, Ernest. Good morning, everybody. VA3FZ. That's Rick. Yeah, you got the same idea. That's true, the steps. This radio has, gave me a problem at the beginning. It's funny, the Bowfangs don't give you that problem, but the way they come from the manufacturer, they have a 12 and a half, or is it 5? Can't remember. Anyways, that's the steps, and you got to change the steps, and then all your little problems go away.
VA3KCB, are you back with us there?
EV, that seems to be the problem here. I did what you said, but yet when I key up, I think it's other step.
Sorry about that, VA3KCB. I kind of talked with you for a little bit there, but did you hear what VA3FZ said? Over?
Yes, I did. And I think he's right. Now it's in the step, because when I keyed the 146.520, it gave me 146. I can't remember. Like, it didn't give me the 5200 that I put into it. It gave me like 515 something. I should have paid attention, but it certainly transmitted on a different step.
My favorite part was VA3FZ's like, yeah, this is what's going on. I got the same radio, da-da-da-da. Good luck on trying to fix that because I don't know how to do it myself. That was just awesome. Hey, Rob, VA3FZ, I really want to, get that Raspberry Pi thing going on there and see it. I know that you said, hey, look, but I'm telling you, 2 heads are better than 1. You get there together, you go get the YouTube there in front of you, and then you just go and go and go until you figure it out. Because I was a depressed young man last night because I tried all the IRLP connections last night. I tried going to the Covey Hill. I tried going to Iroquois. I know that I was in Covey Hill. I did the Star 81. It said the time. So I know they have AllStar. I tried to put in the digits that Ward gave me. It didn't do anything. I went to the IRLP ones, and then I went to Echolink, put in Canada, put in Ontario, and one by one I went inside of each one of those things. Found some good nets. There's a net that I found that on Sunday night at the same time is a Trans-Canada net, and I was like, whoo, these boys are doing a good job. There was some professionals over there. So I don't know. I might have to bail from the the Procom net to get to that one. But yeah, VA3FZ, whenever you start that project, let me know, okay?
Yeah, absolutely no problem. I'm getting the pieces in, and then once I get all the pieces in, then I'll give you a call and we'll see what we can do. I just getting the number was it was a project in itself to figure out that. Now we'll work on the hardware part of it, see what happens.
Hey, before you go to, I know you're at work there. Are you going to, like, did you buy one that you have to put together? Because they sell all these little kits, and then you have to get your soldering iron and put all the stuff together and all this jazz. And I'm saying to myself, Ernest, you should do that. You should go ahead and order it. It's not that expensive, you know. Maybe order two because I know you're going to mess up the first one. But I wish they had some kind of like starter soldering kit where you can like start like simple and just do some stuff and not buy something that's over $100 and blow through it because it's the first time you're doing soldering. I want to buy one that's already done and already programmed. I read on that page that you could do that, but I want to see what you have first, okay?
Okay. The first part, the Pi 4, it wasn't really a solder. It was a put together thing, but it wasn't. I didn't have to solder anything. I just had to kind of build it and then program it. So I already have that. Now I just needed the add-on, the sound card part, I believe is what I got. So it's with the two USBs on it, with the antenna, the transmitter.
Yeah.
That's the part that I ordered, and you
Okay,
can buy
Kimberly, have a good one.
You can buy it assembled. I just bought it assembled for $10 more. It was already tested and everything, so I didn't have I have a hard time soldering anymore because I can't see very good. So I didn't have to have that challenge also.
Yeah, I understand that. And see, that's what I was trying to tell VA3MJW there. He was looking for someone to wire up a mic for him and stuff like that. So I was asking on the group, who has an advance. But then after I wrote that, I was like, well, that's silly. There are all kind of people that know how to solder all over the place that don't even have a ham license. But anyway, back to that, I was just basically asking, did anybody have that kind of expertise? And the answer is yes. But all the people I know that have it, their sight is failing, their steadiness in their hand is failing, or they just don't want to do it anymore because they're older. And the sad part is, I was looking at myself. The radio I have has no tubes in it for sure. I don't know about transistors or resistors because I don't even know much about that. But if this radio breaks on me, I'm not trying to bring it to a soul to get it fixed. I'm just going to go buy another radio. Especially the radios like the Belfangs and the TNTs and the ABCDFGs. They're selling these things out there, two for $100, right? If one goes bad, I'm not trying to look for somebody to open it up and resolder something in it. I'm going to get two more for $119, right? So by the time my 6-year-old grandson comes around, like what's the technology going to be there? Let me pause. So I'll leave it to you like this. When computers first came out, I was there when it was just like everybody else on here. We were there. I remember going out, buying the tower itself, buying the power supply, then the motherboard, then the sound card, then the video card, then the CD-ROM drive, then all the ribbon cables, and then moving the jumpers on the motherboard, and this, and this, right? Yeah. Nobody in my whole family owns a desktop computer except for me. I have an HP desktop computer on my desk. Everybody else has phones and tablets. Maybe a laptop, but in my family, everybody's Apple, so they have MacBook Airs, iPads, and their phones. So shoot, they're never going to see the inside of a computer. I'm leaving it open now for if anybody has any last comments, and then we'll close it off.
KCB, I have one request, comment.
Yeah, go ahead.
Being that we have so many people on this morning, that sounds like we've got 9 or 10 people. I'm in search of a Yaesu hand mic, an 8-pin. Mine totally broke. I have a Yaesu 890, but my understanding is an 8-pin hand mic from Yaesu, most of them will fit. So if anyone's got an old 8-pin Yaesu hand mic in a box or not doing anything, I'd certainly love to pick one up or buy one.
Hope everybody heard that. And did you say 8, like 5, 6, 7, 8 pin mic? I've never even heard of an 8-pin mic. I've only heard of 4. But there's an 8-pin mic, eh?
Yeah, a lot of the ham radios, Ernest, are 7 or 8-pin. The Yaesu uses an 8-pin system. I don't know if that's what every one of their radios, but the older models, they're 8-pin.
Okay, all right. I just unplugged my mic, and it looks like a network cable at the end of it, and it has 8 little grooves in it. But you know, like the internet cable, that's what the end of my mic looks like. So, anyway, okay, we'll put that out there. If you're on the net tonight too, that starts at 7 here locally. We can ask there as well. Anyway, any final check-ins? VA3EWV, please come now.
They're 8-pins because they have 4 2-pin runs of twisted pairs for data transfer. That's what they're for. And they get used for everything else.
Okay, thank you for that, Rick. All right, guys. If that's all, we will definitely look at this as a very great day. And yes, Rick, we actually had 12 check-ins this morning. I'm blown away. I'm tickled pink. I can tell you that too. And if everybody's okay with it, like I hate changing stuff, it seems like VE3VSW is the place to be, especially for our guys in the mobiles there. And VA3KCB, you didn't have any problem on your mobile. Do you have your handy talkie with you though before we go?
Yeah, I have my handy talkie.
Can we just check before you go if you can get in with your handy talkie? Because not every day you have your mobile with you, eh?
I'll switch to the handy talkie.
Okay, we'll just stand by there. Go ahead, Rob. Nick recognizes you. Go ahead.
Yes, that's my cordless drill. I have an old Larson antenna mount with an NMO on it, an old Larson dual band 270 coil and whip. And my project today at lunch is to put that up on the truck to see if I get better coverage from the mobile.
Okay, well, that sounds good. Yeah, that'll be awesome too. That'll get you out and about. I know VA3HWF. He changed his antenna. And it was like night and day. I thought he had a whole new radio, and he says no, it's just an antenna change. So yeah, we'll look forward to hearing that. Back over to you, VE3 ARF. No.
Well, I was a Larson dealer for years, and I was cleaning up in the basement, and I found my Larson kit, opened it up, and I went, oh my, look at all
VA3ARF, VA3EWV returning. Yeah. Okay, Rob, have a good rest of your day out there. 773 to you. VA3 KCB, did you get back there yet?
Yep, I'm back here on the handy talkie.
Oh, it sounds good.
I'm not sure how well it's working, but this is it.
Oh, you're sounding really good. You know, all things considered, little static in the back. But here's the thing: just go to 9:12 a.m. on the video, and you can hear it. It sounds really good to me in my shack. You know. Now I don't know about all this modulation, deviation, precipitation, all that kind of stuff, but you sound good enough to talk to. That's for sure. Over.
Well, thanks, Ernest. I sound good enough to talk to. All right. I guess we're a little bit overtime, 9:12. Thanks for the radio text, and we'll catch everybody in there this evening during our check-in.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, and I'm hoping that this week I'll try to do it earlier. We had such a big crowd today. I really want to see how we can get with that simplex stuff, eh? Just for testing. I don't want to discourage people from coming out, but I think it'll be fun, and we'll just know our limitations, eh? In case something goes down, or if we're just out and about, you know, and passing each other up. And now that I have that fancy little dual monitor thing there, I'm going to always have it on. Anyway, thank you guys. I always appreciate everybody that comes out. I hope you guys saw the stats I posted. Big thanks to you guys, Kimberly, Devin, Michael, Rick, all the people that got to my little awards. And my wife, she sits there and smiles at me and chuckles. She goes, "You got awards and everything going on, eh, Ernest?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man, this is fun stuff." Anyway, thank you guys. Without you guys, I couldn't have a little on-the-air show. I really appreciate it. Anyway, we're going to be off and clear here. Have a good rest of your day, and see you guys tonight if you're out there at 7 o'clock. I'll be doing the net tonight. VA3WV, we're clear.
VA3EW here. What was the guy that was having problems with the frequency, 5.2? Are you still listening? I forgot to call over. It's VA3KCB. Rick, the other Rick. Okay. Did you, in other words, are you trying to program a portable? If it's a portable rig, number one, you have to be on what they call frequency mode. In other words, you got a choice of V or M, usually sitting on the front of the radio. And M is for, what was M for? VFO for V, or in other words, you can switch in anything. And the M is basically your channels. And if you have that radio, it will not take any changes if you're in the M mode, but if you're in the VFO mode, which is variable frequency, it will take it, and just the rules apply, the steps, and the make sure too many zeros, you'll find out, I think if you had too many zeros, the frequency goes blank. But yeah, always go to like 520 would be 5200. It's the same when you program the thing in a computer. If you notice, if you haven't, you will find out that you had a couple of zeros because of the way the program is set up. So, V3KCB, VA3EW. When I get back to the QTA.
Okay, folks, that is it for today. I'm going to end this video showing the national calling frequencies there. So I just have it as NCF or national calling frequency VHF 146.520, and then I put my own little rag chew there, or QSO, not rag chew. Some people say do QSO, but the St. Andrews QSO 146.580. Then UHF is 446.000, and UHF on the QSO is 446.110. Anyway, thank you for joining us on our Magic Monday there. And we had a total of 12 check-ins. I'm very excited for having you guys come in there, okay? And have a good rest of your day. This is On the Air with VA3EWV. VA3EWV on the air. Peace out, folks. See you guys tomorrow.